Good evening and welcome to FSU weather. It's beautiful here in the Tallahassee area as the storms moved on last night. It left us with nice cool temperatures for today. 77 degrees right now here in Tallahassee. We're keeping partly cloudy skies, but wind is in the forecast for today and into tonight. We'll even see gusts in the 30s, even the 40-mile-per-hour ranges. But the radar is keeping Tallahassee in the clear for tonight as we head into the evening hours. But South Florida is seeing the effects of that cold front. Some heavy storms for most areas of eastern Florida. We'll go into that later on in the show, but overall we'll see these storms kicking their way on through the southeast heading into tonight. So if you do have family and friends in those tornado watch areas, make sure they stay on top of that heading into tonight in case any tornado warnings happen. Tonight's forecast, though, for the Tallahassee area, 45 degrees for Valdosta, about 46 here in Tallahassee, and 49 degrees in Apalachicola. So it should be a nice, cool night heading into the evening hours. So we'll feel the nice effects of that cold front that made its way on through. Tonight's headline, though, we'll keep the sun in the forecast for the rest of the week. We'll see that cool down for this work week as well as warming up in the weekend. It'll be a nice time to head outside this weekend with nice warm temperatures heading into the weekend. But as I send things back onto the desk, guys, what do you think about the work week that's coming up?
And we are here to give you some updates on what's been going on because this weather has been a little crazy.
Right, last night there were tornado warnings in northern Alabama. There was even hail the size of my fist coming into people's houses and damaging a lot of property in northern Alabama.
Yeah, but as for here in Florida, waking up today, there definitely was calm after those storms that we saw. So waking up today, I was like, oh my goodness, there's a clear sky. The sun is out. There is no more threat to the North Florida region.
It was a little windy today, though.
Oh, and the wind will be sticking around until 11 p.m. tonight. So we do have that those high wind advisories that are sticking around. So.
Right, but hey, continuing through the rest of the week, it's going to be sunny. Definitely something to look forward to.
Nothing to complain about as high pressure moves in behind that front and keeps us warm and makes it feel like spring because, hey, you know that spring did start at 12:30 today.
I'm feeling it. I'm so glad because the weather is just so much nicer in the spring. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's just perfect.
Yeah, not as muggy as it gets here in the summertime. I don't know if many of you have been around for the summertime, but it's pretty muggy. So the spring is the nice in-between from the cold winter time and then the muggy, hot summertime.
And spring means graduation. We're both graduating in May, so it's like the closer and closer it gets. Can't avoid it.
Graduation is actually 46 days away. Not like I'm counting or anything.
No, it's actually really crazy. Those of you that are graduating, it's such an exciting step. A lot of us here at FSU weather, we're all graduating.
Yeah, and we're going to be saying goodbye. But someone that is sticking around is Ariana, and she has what's going on locally with Tallahassee.
Thank you all so much. I agree. I'm so excited spring is here. It's feeling great outside. I don't know about you, but I know those flowers are looking beautiful outside. Look at those. It's like this is basically our FSU campus right now. I was walking around campus. It felt beautiful outside. These flowers were amazing. I felt the pollen in the air, and spring started at 12:15 today. What a great day to be here on Florida State's campus. And right now it is 77 degrees. It is partly cloudy. It is very windy outside. Walking here, my hair was going everywhere. If you're wearing a hat, make sure you hold on to your hat because gusts have reached up to 31 miles per hour and the wind is going at 25 miles per hour. It is extremely windy, but that cold front is coming in right now. But right now around Tallahassee, the temperature is 77, like I said before. Quincy, you're also at 77. Apalachicola, you're down there at 71. Everywhere is between the mid-high 70s, feeling like spring, like we said before. Amazing temperatures, not even humid at all. It is a little bit humid, like it's 55% down there at Apalachicola because you have that moisture coming up from the Gulf, but in Tallahassee it is only 36% humidity. It's feeling like spring. It is awesome. But if you look to our east, you can see that tornado warning. This was pushed out of our area earlier this morning, late last night, but be careful if you are in this area because the storms are very severe still and they are still under a tornado watch. And for tonight, what you can expect in Tallahassee, the temperatures are dropping much lower than they were before and what we've been expecting the last few days because that cold front is coming in. 46 degrees in Tallahassee. St. Mark's here also at 47. It is about mid-40s all around. It'll be a little chilly, a little more chillier than you expected on your nightly stroll tonight, so bring a sweater just in case. And tomorrow, we're not even going to be reaching high 70s. It is going to be 68 degrees for the high in Tallahassee tomorrow. Everywhere around us, Monticello, you're at 65. Perry, you're at 67. It's going to be mid-60s. It'll be feeling like a more northern spring in Tallahassee tomorrow. Not quite a Florida spring like today, but it will still be very nice outside, so go out and enjoy those warm temperature, or mid-warm temperatures, but it will be very nice outside still. There won't be any rain. And what you can expect for the week ahead. Wednesday, tomorrow is the first official day of spring. It's not going to be as warm as it was today, like I said, but I would recommend you still go outside because it is going to be beautiful and sunny. Thursday, it'll also be sunny, and Friday, it is going to be reaching 70s once again, and Saturday, it is going to be beautiful. It is going to start warming up very nicely, and Sunday, we are hitting 80. We're back in the Sunshine State, the Florida weather. It's coming back, no worries. Spring is officially here. But for right now, we are going to be taking it back to the desk with Sydney and Jennifer.
Thanks, Ariana. Now, we are going to be taking it over to the West Coast because there is a strong low pressure system right now off of the coast of California. And it's right now beginning to come on the continental United States and bring rainfall to areas in South California and all the way, going to be ranging all the way over to Utah, causing some turmoil in those areas.
Yeah, they're going to see rainfall even up into like the 5 inches rains heading into this week. So they'll actually see the effects of some mudslides in those areas because of the flash flood warnings.
Yeah, and especially places in California that were previously affected by those forest fires because the areas that got the forest fires don't have the trees on the land to really keep the mud in place. So they're going to be getting a lot of rain and the mud has the potential to slide.
Yeah, and these effects happen in the mountainous areas, but we're actually going to send things back over to the wall with Alyssa. She's going to give us a look around Florida right now.
Thanks, you guys. I know yesterday it was really muggy. Rain was sticking around, but today, you probably noticed when you went outside, you could actually see a clear blue sky, which is really great because this front has pushed through. And taking a look here at the main area where we were seeing a lot of things going on yesterday, in northern Alabama, we're seeing a lot still continuing to come through. These are all the things popping up right here are little alerts of hail coming towards northern Alabama, as well as tornadoes. There was 3 tornadoes that pushed through northern Alabama, creating a lot of damage. And that tornado time of report was around 8:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time over in Jacksonville State University. And a lot of the students had to be careful and stay indoors because there was a lot of damage, only to the university and also the areas surrounding it. And there was thunderstorm wind damage, and the time of the report was around 11:12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So the watches and warnings are continuing to pretty much dominate over the southeast with that front that's been pushing through. We're seeing wind advisories as well as gale wind advisories. Those average around 40 to 50 miles per hour on the water. So if you know anyone that is boating, make sure to stay on land. It is very dangerous. And as that front is pushing through the center of Florida, we're seeing a lot of tornado watches pushing through there. So if you have family living there, definitely warn them to be updated with the National National Weather Service to know what's going on. Always be aware or have a weather radio. And really honing in here around Orlando, we are seeing a tornado watch as well as wind warnings and advisories. And taking a whole big picture, really honing in all around Florida, that a lot has been going on over the past 24 hours. So we're going to look at temperatures, just giving a full outlook of Florida. We're seeing here in Tallahassee, 77 degrees. Pensacola, a little bit colder, 68 degrees. And as we look towards the southern tip, Miami, the warmest, 84 degrees, as well as West Palm 85. And the temperature change, you can really see the temperature changing here in Tallahassee by 3 degrees, Gainesville 14, and Orlando is getting a little bit colder, minus 10 degrees. And the humidity is sticking around due to this front. It's making it feel really, really humid and moist outside. We're seeing here in Tallahassee 36%. We're a little bit lower than places in South Florida because the front is right now directly over them. We're seeing in Orlando 68%. And for tonight's forecast, we're seeing here in Pensacola 48 degrees, Tallahassee 46, in Gainesville 48. And tomorrow we're seeing another sunny day here in Tallahassee. We're seeing 68 degrees and Pensacola 70. So actually, I'm going to hand this on over to Sammy for our live look.
Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Sammy Squires outside of the Love Building with the producer Megan Berry. And as you can see, it is very windy outside. We have that wind vane spinning behind us, and we are above campus right now. So you can see the lovely blue sky also directly behind us, along with FSU's campus. Now, this wind is projected to stop right around sunset, which is at 7:50 p.m. tonight here in Tallahassee. But after this cold front goes through, that wind is going to die down and bring actually a lot of cold air coming throughout the next night. It will drop into the 40s overnight tonight and continuing to drop temperatures. Not as hot today today will be hotter than it will be tomorrow. Tomorrow is projected in the mid-60s, maybe reaching 70 degrees, whereas right now we are sitting at a comfortable 80 degrees here in Tallahassee. But projecting into the weekend, we could also see similar temperatures just slowly warming up during the day, but dropping, like I said, overnight as well. So take advantage of the nice night as you can tonight with that sunset, because you are going to see a beautiful night here in Tallahassee. But for now, I'm going to take it back into the studio.
Thank you, Sammy. I don't know what it is about today. We're all wearing the same colored dress. We did not plan it. It's just really funny. But checking into today, looking at our weather stem, you can really see today is very different than yesterday. You can see a clear sky, and that is very different from yesterday when we had all of that rain. Today, we've reached our high of 83 degrees with winds coming out of the west-southwest at 22 miles per hour. So today, it was very windy, and that will continue going into tonight. So our temperatures all around the Big Bend, we're seeing in the upper 70s, Tallahassee 77, Quincy 77, and Apalachicola just a little bit colder, 71 degrees. Now the wind speed, it's coming from the west, primarily really pushing that front out of our area. So you're seeing all the winds moving this way, and we're seeing Tallahassee reaching 21 miles per hour, Quincy 19, and Bainbridge 25. So it will be fairly strong winds going into tonight. And now that this front has been out of our area, it's feeling fairly dry now here in Tallahassee. We're at 48 degrees for our dew point, Quincy 41, and Apalachicola a little bit more humid down there, 54 degrees. So the dew point change in the past 24 hours has changed drastically. Here in Tallahassee, we're seeing minus 20 degrees, which is why today is a lot drier. You're seeing a clear sky rather than clouds continuing to stick around. In Apalachicola, we're seeing minus 20, and Quincy minus 29, the biggest dew point change that we have been seeing here in the Big Bend. So watches and warnings, we're seeing a wind advisory all around Tallahassee in the Big Bend, and over here where you see the little purple, that is the gale advisory, where winds will range between 40 to 50 miles per hour. So if you have a boat or you know someone that is boating, tell them to stay on land. It is very dangerous. Definitely conditions are not favorable to be out on the water, and you can see a little bit of the yellow over by Gainesville and more towards the southeast with a tornado watch. So if you know anyone living in South Florida, definitely tell them to continue to watch the National Weather Service and what they have to say. The futurecast continuing to stay clear here in the south and by Tallahassee. We're not going to see any more really clouds continuing in, leaving us a clear sky, which is great, and our temperatures will begin to warm up through the rest of the week. Tonight we're staying at 46 degrees, Quincy 45, and Apalachicola 49, so upper 40s. And tomorrow's forecast, we're seeing temperatures back in the upper 60s here in Tallahassee. We're seeing 68 degrees, St. Mark's 68, Apalachicola 68. So definitely something to look forward to in the next few days. These temperatures will continue to stay the same and continue to warm. We're possibly reaching temperatures in the 80s going into this weekend. So if you do have plans, definitely take advantage of it. And I'm actually going to hand it over to Sydney to take a look at our national.
Thank you so much. Now, we are noticing nationally there are three main threats right now, and those are taking place, one on the West Coast, one in the Northeast, and right now we are also seeing some threats here in the Southeast. But as for temperatures, we notice towards the west, mid-50s for the northern regions and 62 in Los Angeles. Now, 62 is going to cool off with all that rain that they're going to be receiving, but as we go more east, things are looking 66 in Fort Worth and 77 in San Antonio. As for the East Coast, look at Washington, D.C. and Boston. They're both going to be seeing snow and a mix of snow and rain into the next few days. Now, as for the dew points, notice the dry regions to our west, and really the only places that have dew points that are even making the map green are in the southeast. So everywhere else in the United States is dry, dry, dry. Now the the radar is not showing that because there is some rain in Tallahassee taking a look, or in Florida taking a look over there and off of the coast. Zooming in on San Francisco, we are going to notice there is a flood winter storm warning, and that is going on right in the pink color. As for that green color, that is a flash flood warning, and those are the areas that are could be affected by mudslides that are coming into the area as this low pressure system makes landfall. As for over here in Salt Lake City, Utah, an avalanche warning is also taking place. So if you are a skier or snowboarder, be safe as you get up on those mountains because things could be slippery and that snow might not be as tightly packed as it usually is. Now, take a look at the Northeast. They are really just getting hammered. There is a low pressure system over Cincinnati right now, and that is attached to the same low pressure system that is causing the same front that is causing some turmoil in Florida, and they are also getting a low pressure system off the coast, a nor'easter, which is causing some winter storm warnings for their area and also coastal flood warnings. So these coastal flood warnings are going to be New Jersey up to New York State. So New York City is going to be seeing these flood warnings. Thankful for Boston, they aren't expected to be receiving as much flooding as they have from the past nor'easters, but they still potentially could see a lot of snow, up to a few inches of snow for their area. Now, taking a look at the southeast, there is a tornado watch, and look at all of these lines of storms going over the tornado watch and all that lightning. There is a lot of potential for rotation within these storms, as this is the same system that caused the rain and showers within Alabama and Georgia yesterday. So we are now watching that system for tornadoes along the coast from the Space Coast all the way up north of Charleston. And take a look within this watch. There is a severe thunderstorm warning up north of Charleston and also down by Melbourne area. They are seeing a storm warning as well. Now, as for tomorrow's forecast, we are going to be seeing the entire nation calming down, except those northeast areas are still going to be seeing the snow coming down in their area. But as for right now, we're going to take it off to Jennifer to zoom in on the southeast and let us know what's going on.
Thanks, Cindy. And as we take a look what's going on around Florida, we're going to take a look at these tornado watches and warnings that are happening right now. We actually have a tornado watch for most areas of the east coast of Florida. Like Cindy said, from the Space Coast all the way up into South Carolina. We also have some high wind advisories for most areas of Georgia, even North Florida as well. But as we take a look at closer in, we actually have gale warnings for most of the coastline. So small craft advisories as well as gale warnings. So it wouldn't be a great time to head on the boat right now. But we do have some high wind advisories heading in for tomorrow. But the main thing right now in around Florida is that tornado watch for most areas of the East Coast. So we actually have some thunderstorm warnings right now along the near Fort Lauderdale, near the West Palm Beach area, my bad. Also, so if you do have any friends or family in this area, make sure they stay on alert heading into tonight, because they will they could see the effects of this storm system that's making its way on through. But temperatures around Florida are staying pretty warm for the south part. We actually have 72 degrees for Orlando, as well as 76 degrees for Tampa, 78 degrees for Fort Myers, and also 77 degrees here in Tallahassee. So it feels pretty comfortable when you head outside. The temperature changes from this time yesterday are a bit lower for most areas of the Western Panhandle, about about 9-degree change from this time yesterday for Pensacola. So that cold front did make its appearance for most of the Panhandle, but 14-degree change for Gainesville, so it's heating up ahead of the it's cooling down behind the cold front, but heating up a little bit ahead of the cold front. Dew points are making things feel very moist when you head outside the door for most of the peninsula. 81% humidity for Orlando, even 88% humidity for Fort Myers. So these areas are seeing the downpours from that line of storm that's making its way on through. But behind the cold front, the humidity levels are feeling a bit lower. About 36% here in Tallahassee, as well as 42% in Pensacola. So we'll see the drier weather behind that cold front as well. Tonight's forecast, though, will keep things pretty cool for northern Florida. 46 degrees here in Tallahassee, as well as 48 degrees in Pensacola. Heading along the peninsula, we'll see 55 degrees for Orlando, as well as 61 degrees in West Palm Beach. They'll see the storms moving their way on through later on through tonight, and so by tomorrow morning, we'll see the clearer skies. With tomorrow's forecast, about 68 degrees for Gainesville, 66 degrees for Tampa, as well as 73 degrees for Fort Myers. So overall, it should feel pretty nice heading into tomorrow. A great day to head outside, especially here in North Florida. But I'm going to send things back over to the desk with Alyssa and Ariana.
Yes, thank you, Jen. So the past few days, we've been seeing a lot of active weather, and we're going to really hone in right now on what's been going on, has actually gone on in northern Alabama.
Yeah, yesterday I think there were 3 tornadoes confirmed in northern Alabama, which that storm cell was crazy. It was very serious, actually.
Yeah, severe weather made its way through the southeast Monday night, really leaving behind a large widespread of damage. Thousands were left without power, 15,000 customers apparently from Alabama Power has said that there were power outages in homes.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. I know that this was like predicted, but like it's crazy that it actually happened. It is sad and serious, so if you know anyone there, keep them in mind because there was lots of damage for sure.
And the Alabama governor actually issued a state of emergency following the severe weather that happened. So definitely listen to officials, especially now that there are tornado watches in South Florida. Definitely tell your family members to either check in with the Weather Channel, definitely stay updated with information and stay inside.
Yeah, this sorry, I'm blanking on the word, but the storm, it like made its way through Alabama, and then yesterday, I think in Atlanta, it also had a lot of wind damage in Atlanta, and now it's right on down to Florida next to us. So with all those that's why we have all those tornado watches going on right now. So
especially in large cities like Atlanta. Atlanta had a lot of power outages and power lines on the ground and creating fires. So it was very dangerous in large cities as well with a lot of people.
Yeah, these things need to be taken seriously. So it's very important to like listen to the government officials and the National Weather Service to take precaution for this stuff. But for right now, we are going to send it back to the wall with Sydney.
Thanks, guys. So on a lighter note, the most risk that we have right now is a wind advisory because there is heavy winds outside, but look at the skies behind me. Things have really cleared up, and that's a lot nicer than yesterday when we saw all those storms and that potential risk for severe thunderstorms. It wasn't any fun for any of us. But currently 77 degrees and the wind gusting up to 31 miles an hour, so that is extremely high. If you are going outside, definitely make sure your hair is up and make sure you put a lot of hairspray in that because it's not going to stay in place from all these winds. Now, dry skies on our radar. A few clouds made their way overhead, but now it looks like it's a cloud-free night and it's going to be a good night to get outside and look at the stars. But zooming out, we are noticing to the east, this is the tornado watch. Lots of lightning associated with these line of storms and lots of there are potential for rotation within these storms, and that is why they are in this watch. So if you are in an area in the watch, keep an eye on your weather because the watch can turn into a warning, and once you are in a tornado warning, you have seconds to get to your safe place and act. Now, as for the temperatures locally, we are noticing 70 degrees around the region, 77 in Tallahassee, 73 in Bainbridge. So things are very nice out there, and they're going to cool off into the night. with those winds coming in from the west and cooling things off because of how breezy it will be out in our area. As for that humidity, these are pretty low relative humidities compared to what we saw yesterday as it was raining, so they were closer to 100% yesterday. Tallahassee seeing 36, Quincy seeing 26% relative humidity, and these will just be lowering as a high pressure will become dominant in our area, keeping those clear skies and things dry around the entire region. Now into the futurecast, notice those clouds leave and they stay out of the area. So once those clouds are gone, that's the last of any type of moisture in the atmosphere that we're going to be seeing for the region. So it's going to be time to get out the chapstick as we go into the next few days. Now tonight's forecast, 47 degrees in St. Mark's, 46 in Tallahassee, mid-40s for the entire region. Nice cool night for us. We haven't seen a cool night without rain in a good amount of time, so it's a good night to get outside if you do enjoy these cooler conditions. As for tomorrow, 60-degree temperatures for tomorrow, things cooling off as we go into our day, and a nice full day of spring. That's the first full day of spring that we're going to be seeing tomorrow with those nice cool conditions. But if you are a fan of the warmer conditions, take a look later in the week. Saturday and Sunday, things are going to be heating right back up, popping into the 80s. We're going to be seeing those conditions in the 80s. But I'm going to go over with Jennifer, and we're going to be taking a look at the 7-day together. So Jennifer, I don't know if you like the warm weather or the cooler weather, but how do you like the 7-day?
I love the 7-day. This is the perfect temperature for me. 70 degrees is like the cutoff. If it's any bit cooler, I'm like cold, I'm chilly. But if it's any warmer, you know, it's
See, I'm a New York girl, so honestly, I would be in New York right now with that nor'easter. I'm used to that kind of weather, so 70 degrees, I'm like, it's hot outside. What's going on?
Yeah, but with spring coming along, I like the weather. It feels kind of nice.
Yeah, this week is showing that spring has sprung. Look at that, clear skies Thursday and Friday, and I'm really excited for Saturday because honestly, it looks like a nice pool day with the sun being out.
Yeah, I'm ready for the warm up to this weekend. It's going to be a nice time to head outside, maybe go to the pool, go to the beach.
Some nice pool days for sure. Yeah, and the beach isn't too far away, so it is going to be a good time to get over to the beach this week. But anyways, so as we go back, as we bring things back locally, we're gonna be in a high pressure situation. So winds will calm down.
Low dew points, low humidity levels. So
yeah,
it'll feel nice.
Not many clouds in the sky. So, but taking a look outside, that's the building. That's the meteorology building. I really can't see what's going on with the sky. Last I looked outside, it was completely clear. But this kind of makes it look a little hazy, doesn't it?
It's a little hazy. I mean, we are in the city, so we'll be a little bit hazy. But I'm ready for that building to make its way.
Yeah, so am I. I'm definitely ready for that building to make its way and be built, because once it's built, our meteorology studio is going to be moved over there. So
we'll be moving our way back over.
Yeah, so we can all be very excited for that. But so we have another minute. So what do you want to talk about, Jennifer? What's up?
Yeah, what's going on with the weather-wise?
Well, since yesterday we woke up to those thunderstorms, I think a lot of us were planning on getting ready for the rain for the next few days, but since it stopped raining today, everyone's just ready for that sun.
I hunkered inside all day yesterday because I didn't want to deal with the weather. But you can follow us on Twitter. We update with severe weather anytime. Twitter.com/FSU weather.
And Facebook.com/FSU weather.
We post our daily updates there, and you can also watch us live anytime. YouTube.com/FSU weather.
And Instagram, FSU weather. So we are most active on Twitter, I'd say. If there's anything going on, you would want to follow us on Twitter because that's where we get out our updates while they're happening. So any types of watches and warnings.
We have expert Twitter users here, so they keep you updated through everything.
Yes, we do. We do have a social media specialist on our hands. But for now, I'm student meteorologist Sydney Welch.
And I'm student meteorologist Jennifer Collins.
Have a great night.